Hi and welcome back to Expanded. Today we will discuss, just like our countries nowadays, why our ears should also have border control. Throughout the last century, each decade was dominated by an assortment of different music genres. The 40s were marked by blues, jazz and swing. The 50s and 60s were undoubtedly the cradle of rock and roll, with names like the Beach Boys, Beatles, and Chuck Berry's No Particular Place to Go. What's worth remembering about the 70s is disco music. It was the decade of bands like ABBA, Chic, the masterpieces like We Are Family or Gloria Gayron's Never Can Say Goodbye. For European ears, it got fused a bit with Italian pop, most notably the tunes of Ken Laszlo. The 80s gave birth to glam rock. We witnessed the rise of Van Halen, ZZ Top, Aerosmith, AC/DC, or Def Leppard's Pour Some Sugar on Me. Synthesizers dominated television and movies. Just think about our favorite theme songs, like the Ghostbusters, Miami Vice, Beverly Hills Cop, Knight Rider, The Jolly Joker, and similar. The 90s mostly popularized rap and country music, and concluded the era of creative music as far as we at Expanded are concerned. The 2000s saw experimenting with lots of styles, but will mostly be remembered for video clips with flashing tits and tushies replacing our sexual education. It is also the decade when, in the name of mental health, similar to an advice of bad company, we officially stopped listening to the radio. The 10s are notorious for automating music even further and introducing the two genres, EDM and trap beat. Music got decomposed to its core and replaced by analytically generated tunes. These days, even a smartwatch can drop some beats, and royalty-free melodies are vomited all over YouTube. Music went from major to minor tonality, or for you Europeans out there, from dur to moll tonality. Most importantly, somewhere towards the end of the 90s and beginning of the 2000s, pop songs started to sound very, how should we say, different. If you'd like to hear an analysis why all this happened and who are responsible, then take a look at 42's video, in which this storytelling genius addresses the questions why modern music is shit. Most importantly, somewhere towards the end of the 90s and beginning of the 2000s, pop songs shifted to minor tonality. And what used to be happy, upbeat, positive, energy-fused motivational melodies turned into sad, crying, mourning, negative melodies. It became fashionable for female and also male leads to sound weak, vulnerable, and menstruational. These all culminated to the trends that are well represented by the notorious Jerusalem song as well. Somewhere in 2019-20, a new song sang by a South African artist became the center of attention, and it became the center of attention due to a challenge. Now, despite the challenge seeming to have a positive message and probably thought of with good intentions, despite all that, it promotes a song with minor tonality, sad lyrics, and the vibe of a mourning woman. The lyrics actually sound religious, and this makes one wonder. Why would a South African Zulu with no inclinations towards Christianity pay homage to the Western religious community? Is it possible that a real subliminal message is hidden behind the melody and it has nothing to do with the lyrics themselves? Well, it is well documented that music has a direct influence on our moods and patterns of thinking, with minor tonality being responsible for feelings of sadness, helplessness, the dark feelings and feelings of anger. Aren't these the very emotions we should try avoiding in our disaster-ridden present? I still remember the times where struggles were overcome by the right tune in the radio. The times when skiing meant listening to Phil Collins singing about something in the air, pun intended, or random queuing became a pleasant experience thanks to Hanson's Bop. However, as video killed the radio star, the music industry also took a sharp left turn. Therefore, I am of the opinion that the major keys of the 70s, 80s, and early 90s should be brought back. We need that jolt of positive energy right now. So, I implore you to participate in the No Jerusalem Dance Around the World Challenge. Are your highest dance achievements a handprint on your cheek for not being able to distinguish the dance floor from your partner's feet? Well, this challenge was actually most certainly made for you. Find your favorite genre and language as long as the lyrics and the melody is positive. If you lack an inspiration, Phil Collins would be a good bouncing point. And then bring us joy by dancing to those songs. Today I feel like giving some homage to the Hungarian poet and rap king Geszty Péter, and hereby challenging all my ex-classmates, colleagues or acquaintances. And on this positive note, let me sign off with my No Jerusalem challenge. Hope to see you on the other side. Ciao.
Kérdezz, hova mész, tönkre vagy buliba, odaérsz. Netsz ez a hetsz, hogy válasz nélkül vagy. Kirakatlan, bűvös kocka az aj, esze semmi, nyom neki bátran. Sose fékezz zsákutcában, az árvaság, a társaságod másban nem hiszel. Csak a padlógázban, csorog a szájba méz, ahogy a gázra lépsz. Vagy csak a parafura íze, nehogy hátra néz. Mögötted az élet csőstől, Coelho, idézetek a hősről. Krízisből tízis és cikki kis pitizés. Csupa blabla, zabla a rabra, de ablak a napra ma nyílhat benned. Neon festeget, egy új hashtaget, ahogy a hajnal a szemeidbe festeget. Előtted a másnap kéred, az első pirosnál utol is éred. Valaki átnéz egy másik testből, már kész vagy. Baleset lesz, vagy csodaféle, örökké vagy csak pár napig élet.
Ezt kapd el, Peti, mit találtam? Repülők, gyerekek! Kibaszott menő! És ezt nézd meg, ez még tartja a korát, ez nem old school. Miért nem? Hát miért nem? El van csípve. Ez időtlen, Peti. Úgy nézel ki, mint Besenyő Pista bácsi. Nem, úgy te nézel ki. Úgy nézel ki, mint a Besenyő Pista bácsi. Úgy nézel ki, mint a nagyapja, na gyere. Na se lefelkezdők, nem még szólva.
Egy hete, hogy szenvedek.
És te tudod, hogy itt...